Previously on BarTalk&Cocktails.
The corpse reviver was a cocktail prescribed by bartenders of old. Oh yeah. Revive me, baby! Oh. Wow. As Harry Craddock put it, 4 of these, taken in quick succession, will unrevive the corpse again. Yeah! For sakes. Here we go. Hey, get back, guys. You're getting too close. Get back! No! I guess I'm a zombie now. BarTalk&Cocktails. Nobody knows why Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant decided to change his name. But after years of being called Don the Beachcomber, and because of the success of his famous Hollywood eatery and tiki bar, Gant legally changed his name to Don Beachcomber, and later to simply Don Beach. Yeah, I think Don the Beachcomber sounds a lot better than Ernest the Beachcomber. As a young man, Don Beach traveled around the world, working odd jobs on steamships, and developed a love for the Caribbean and the South Pacific. Along the way, he collected cultural artifacts and rums. And when he docked in Hollywood during Prohibition, he found work in kitchens and as a car valet, and even took on bit parts in the movies. He became a bootlegger. Yeah, a bootlegger. A skill he had picked up from his grandfather, and a speakeasy proprietor up until the repeal of Prohibition. Then he went legit. In 1933, he opened up a new style of restaurant just off Hollywood Boulevard and called it Don's Beachcomber. 4 years later, he moved the restaurant across the street and changed the name to Don the Beachcomber. During the Great Depression, the worst economic downturn in history, Don Beach, being an adventurer, along with his business partner and wife, Cora Irene Sund, or Sunny as she was known, thought people would enjoy spending a few hours in a South Seas fantasy world. As Don put it, if you can't get to paradise, I'll bring it to you. Yeah, you wanna go to paradise, do ya? Okay, yeah. Their watering hole was a bamboo-lined, tropical-themed nightclub filled with South Pacific trinkets and treasures. You had your tiki carvings and bamboo furniture and even rain falling on a corrugated metal rooftop. Yeah, you know, it was Don that created the rain from his garden hose. He figured that drinkers would hang out longer if they thought it was pouring outside. It didn't take long before Beach's restaurants became really popular, especially with the Hollywood celebrities. Stars like Marlena Dietrich, David Niven, Greta Garbo, Orson Welles, the Marx Brothers, and Charlie Chaplin, just to name a few, were often seen hanging out there. You know, I wonder what kind of conversation Harpo Marx had with Charlie Chaplin. By 1940, Don and Sunny divorced, but remained business partners. Then in 1942, Don's career was interrupted when he was called to serve in the Second World War overseas. When he returned from the war, he found that his ex-wife, Sunny, had expanded their operation from 2 to 6 restaurants and later on into a chain of 16 with locations in Chicago, Palm Springs, and Vegas, among other places. In the divorce settlement, Sonny acquired the restaurants in the United States. So Don moved to Hawaii, which wasn't a state at that time yet, and opened his own Don the Beachcomber. He even had a foul-mouthed mynah bird in his restaurant greeting the guests and squawking, "Give me a beer, stupid!" Now, the demon rum was cheap and plentiful back then, which is one of the reasons Don Beach created some 84 concoctions. Drinks like Missionary's Downfall, the Vicious Virgin, the Never Say Die, the Cobra's Fang, the Shark's Tooth, Tahitian Rum Punch, Navy Grog, and of course, Don's most famous cocktail, the Zombie. You want me to make you a zombie? All right, let's make a zombie. Wait, hang on. Legend has it, Don Beach originally concocted the zombie for a businessman who had a terrible, terrible hangover, who had an important meeting to get to. Upon his return several days later, he complained to Don that he had been turned into a zombie for his entire trip. With its smooth, fruity taste, the zombie conceals its extremely high alcohol content. Even at Don the Beachcomber restaurants, they used to have a limit of 2 per person. It was 1989, at the ripe old age of 81, when Don Beach died from liver cancer. He left a phenomenal legacy of tiki cocktails, but unfortunately, many of his recipes went to the grave with him. But thanks to Jeff Beachbum Berry and his extensive research and dedication on tracking down Don's original zombie recipe, we can make it here for you today. Yeah! You see, Don Beach kept his 1934 recipe a closely guarded secret, and it took the bum 10 years to track it down, and when he did, he discovered that the recipe was partially encoded with numbered bottles and elusive mixes, so that Don Beach's bartenders couldn't sell it to his competitors. That's probably why when you go into a bar today and order up a zombie, you get a mishmash of rum and fruit juices and whatever the bar has on hand at the time. Thanks again, Beachbum Berry, for Don's original recipe. Okay, let's get zombified. Let's make this potent rum rhapsody. What are you doing? Okay, so I thought we'd get us primed with a little shot here before we make the zombie to wet our whistles. I got some peach schnapps. Yeah. Go ahead. Alrighty. Let's make a zombie. To make the original zombie, you build it in the blender. We're gonna start with our rum here. I've got a nice Puerto Rican 8-year-old rum, and we want 1.5 ounces. Followed by a Jamaican rum, a dark rum, 1.5 ounces. Now this is the zombifying part. I got a Bacardi 151 now. In Don's original recipe, he called for Lemon Heart, Demerara rum, but I can't get it. And even Bacardi 151 has been delisted where I live. We want 1 ounce. Now we got to get our juices in there. We want 3/4 ounce of fresh lime juice. And I'm pretty good with my limes. Watch your eyes, girls. And that should be about pretty much an entire lime. Now we need to add Don's secret mix. Yeah, now I'm gonna be a little accurate here because, well, it needs to be. So what I've got is 1 ounce of fresh squeezed grapefruit and ½ an ounce of cinnamon syrup. Yeah. We'll give that a little stir. And we want ½ an ounce into our blender. Yeah. All right, we have our falernum syrup. You can buy it, but make your own because it'll taste better. And if you want to learn how to make your own, check it out. I got a video on it. Yeah. And what we want is ½ an ounce into our blender. Falernum. Sweet. And a dash of Angostura bitters. Yeah. We want a teaspoon of our homemade grenadine. Now again, check out the video on how to make your own homemade grenadine because it's delicious. 1 teaspoon. It's red like blood. Pernod is next. Now I've just put it in a little dropper bottle and we want 6 drops or 1/8 of a teaspoon. Now, a lot of times you just put it in your blender, but I like to get my chimney glass and put my 6 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and swirl that around a bit. Smell the licorice? Smell the licorice? Okay, we need some crushed ice in our blender now. And we want 3/4 of a cup. There we go. Pop a lid on. And you only want to blend for maximum 5 seconds. Here we go, high speed. Good enough. Grab our vintage chimney glass and fill it full of ice. And just pour this wonderful mix right into our glass. Oh yeah, baby. There it is. Look at that. Good to the last drop. Now, just want to garnish it with some fresh mint. Give her a good little slap there. Activate it. And a straw. Sorry, girls, I only made one. It's delightful. Make a zombie. It's refreshing. I get a little bit of the cinnamon going on, a little bit of the grapefruit, and the falernum. Wow, the ginger is still coming through. And the mint. Whoa, the smell. Beautiful. Happy Halloween. Make a zombie. And if you don't, I wonder what happens if you drink a zombie and you're already a zombie. Do you turn back to normal? Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! You already bit me! You already bit me! All right, here you go, girls. Hey, I made you one. Yeah, let's all have a zombie. Oh, yeah. Prost. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I gotta break up, man. Zombie breakup. Hey. I think we should eat other people. Hey, I got my zombie! And check out these other Halloween episodes and hit the zombie subscribe button if you know what's good for you. Ah! Zombie. Zombot. I am a zombot.